the best thing
We're not
what
here to be friends.
Trump once admitted that the easiest way to get ahead in a personal relationship with women is to grab them at their genitals. And that's something Trump is trying to do now with what is there? Iran, Greenland, Venezuela, of course,
Colombia, Cuba.
Cuba.
Cuba, all of those.
He has no armies to do all that. He doesn't even have the sea power to support his actions in Iran. There is no any avia carrier available. They're all stuck in Venezuela. So they have to now move all that stuff. Who is paying for all that? It's United States people. How can they benefit from Trump grabbing Venezuela and Greenland and Iran and Cuba and Colombia and a few other countries? By the way, you forgot about Canada altogether, because according to Monroe doctrine, Canada doesn't have a friendly government to the United States. And since Canada is not only in the Western Hemisphere, it's a direct neighbor to U.S. So he definitely has to catch the guy who runs Canada, the Carney, and bring him to New York and put him in next cell to Maduro, and then put some Cuban people into whoever. Now, I'm actually, anybody thought about who is the ruler of Greenland, as to have an idea to bring him to New York for trial, and because he's definitely not friendly to the United States. If he was friendly, he would go.
Here's a question for everybody. How many great nations fell after the attempt at world domination?
Yeah, people have been saying on Twitter that this is a sign of a failing empire. But this will drive some countries into the arms of China. China is the guy who lurks around your girlfriend, waiting for you to be an asshole. And so we used to be the world's friend, and now China is replacing us as the world's friend with their various Belt and Road initiatives. And so, when we're a dick to the world, China's there to go, oh, I'm sorry, and pat your girlfriend on the back. And then before you know it, they're banging.
Yeah, that could be the case and everything. But Nick, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're backing us as the world emperor and everything like that? Because it sounds to me like that's what you were saying, is that you're good with the U.S. being a world
yeah. I mean, if you're familiar... Oh, sure. That's the name of the game. I mean, read Machiavelli, the Prince. I mean, read Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great wasn't great because he stayed in Macedonia. He was great because he conquered the world, or most of it. Okay, so that's what great nations do. They take over other nations. I don't see a problem with it. We should take.
What are we going to do with
Venezuela? Looks like you have to pull them off.
Professor Nick.
We should have never left Afghanistan. Biden should do that.
Professor Nick.
Look what he did.
Dr. Sharif has a question for you. Hold on, Nick. Dr. Sharif has a question for you.
Hold out.
Yeah.
Hold on. Dr. Sharif has a question for you.
No, this is a federal government function, unlike supporting Somalia daycare centers.
Professor Nick.
Yes,
Dr. Sharif has a question.
I just came to Dhaka. What happened? I just came to Dhaka, and I just attend with like thousands of young populations in Bangladesh. Nick, you have anything you want to share? But things is that, like yeah, definitely I'm a big fan of okay, but honestly speaking, in how I get public response about Trump, about USA, I'm very honest with you. USA actually lose his positive momentum under the leadership of Trump. Now many people hate Trump and his USA. So I do not think he's making USA great. He's actually declining all of the brand of everything, the good things of American history. I'm very honest with you. I'm very, very honest with you. I do not know how do you think about all of the initiative. I find even the politicians, they are heavily criticized about these Venezuela issues. How he took him to Venezuela presidents and everyone. I think under the leadership of Trump, USA actually lose all of his 100 years prides, economic stability, cultural influence, and all of the things. I think you take a great decisions. You right now you are in USA, right? You are in Europe, so I think you take great decisions.
You're right.
Nick,
You're right. The whole consideration of so-called soft power is U.S. is losing all of it, and very quickly. And if there is no soft power, then America, on its basic economic situation, is no much better than many other countries. And it's a soft power
and
that would make America great. Again or not again, but for sure, it's no longer there.
So the
Unfortunately,
facts don't support anything that you're saying. But go on.
So if we got
The
Greenland,
facts
what
don't
would we
support
do with
anything
it?
you're saying. The facts is the economy in the U.S. is getting bigger and stronger relative to the world. If you go look at the data, our GDP is now increasing relative to the rest of the world. The fact is these other countries are scared to death because they saw what the strength of America could do. The Delta Force can walk in, take a leader, and out they go. We
Professor,
could probably do that to your friend Putin, too,
like
Sasha.
Bangladesh is a great friend of
Is a
USA.
little scared now because the beaches can
Professor.
come in and take your friend Putin out without losing one life. That put the world on notice. And so you guys are scared, and rightfully so. MAGA.
That's
Professor-
one of the dumbest
Professor-
arguments that you could actually make.
Absolutely
That is
true.
one of the dumbest arguments.
Liberals are scared too,
No,
because the thing is,
you want me to,
you're
you want me to
losing in
explain
the
it, or
polls.
do you
No
want
one
you just
supports
to try and go
you.
like
No
this the whole time?
except yourself.
You want me to explain why it's one of the
So-
dumbest arguments that you
So it's really tough, baby. It's really
Explain
tough today.
You just want to talk. You put on your glasses, so hopefully you put on your ears, because the
Really?
reason why it's one of the dumbest
It's
arguments.
very difficult.
Off the
Wait
glasses,
until the Avengers movie comes in. You'll
So I
see
see
what
you didn't want to hear it. You
You'll
just
see what
want
I'm
to
talking
come here and preach and say what you want to, but not get pushed back. So again, it's one of the dumbest arguments
There you go.
because now being the quote unquote bully on the block, again, how many great nations, even as
There you
you
go.
put in Alexander the Great, didn't he have a downfall?
All right,
That
can
was
I
a
give
great
can I give some specifics? The U.S. has had a military alliance with Greenland since 1941. That's what, 85 years ago. We've had a base there for 70 years. We still do. What would we get from taking over Greenland? We're already there. It's a giant ice floe with it can only the population there is 57,000. It can't support a ton of people because it's ice. Yeah. Sasha.
I would like to mention to you that all this is a giant game which is played by Trump and his Republican friends because there is a midterm election is coming in a few months. And Trump has nothing whatsoever to show to American people about his domestic achievements, economy, or anything. The economy, the 4.3 GDP growth, is nothing but theater. There is nothing behind it. It's just a shuffling of money from one company like Nvidia, $5 billion here and there, and building all these centers, these data centers, and so on, which have no energy to run them. The Okla, which is a company that supposedly will provide the mini nuclear reactors to drive them, the first revenue they will have only by the year 2030. So right now there is nothing to run. It's all smoke and mirrors. All this 4.3 GDP, smoke and mirrors. There is nothing behind it. Real economy is going down in United States. Anything from car manufacturers to selling, everything is going down, and you will see the stock market will tell you about it in about 2 to 3 months from now.
I have one more idea about Greenland, why Trump wants it. Greenland is big. It's 800,000 square miles. It's useless because it's all covered under a mile of ice. But if Trump grabs it, he can say that he has increased the size of the U.S. by 20%. And he's the first president to increase the size of America since I don't frickin' know when, which would be great to convince dumb shits to vote for Republicans again, I guess.
Well, this is another reason why it's an idiotic move. Just to point out, it's not about, the showpiece of, hey, we've increased the size is one thing, but the rare earth minerals, he wants to plunder the area just like he's trying to plunder Venezuela. It's the whole, it's what happened in Africa. So basically that's what he's doing. But even more so, because he's thinking of the old ideas, it doesn't matter about the amount of oil that Venezuela has. Because if China now, being emboldened, takes Taiwan, Dr. Sharif, you can actually attest to this. Who controls the chip market? If you control the chip market, what are we all talking on right now? What are we all utilizing right now? So if you control 60% of the chip market, who really has world domination then?
A good point on that. It's time for us to wrap up. I know we've got the investment show at 1 o'clock with Sasha and all along those lines, and he's got some information he's going to release that can help us all make some money, if I remember correctly, and everything like that. So
You're right.
We'll be hearing that at 1 o'clock. We'll be hearing what investment advice Sasha will be given at that time. So I'll see him at 1 o'clock, and I'll see the rest of you gentlemen on tomorrow and all along those lines. So I'll see you at 1 o'clock, Sasha, and catch the rest of you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
No problem.